Hey, what's up guys? I'm Mr. Blast with Mr. Blast Reviews, and today we are taking a look at VEGETA, the mini version from Dragon Ball Daima by SH Figuarts. We're going to go over his articulation, his overall paint apps, also the accessories that he comes with, and this is a small figure. Can he stand up with the big boys? Let's get him off the stand, and let's find out. Alright, and here he is, off the stand. You had to give me a little extra time there, guys. I had to bring the camera down because the standard height that I usually do with larger figures, it was just too high up for VEGETA. This is, quite honestly, I think the smallest premium brand figure that I think I've ever owned in my collection. In fact, I have to kind of keep him at a distance here because I'm having a hard time focusing on him. Let me see if I can bring him a little closer. He'll actually focus. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is probably by far the smallest premium figure I have ever owned. This actually belongs to my wife. She bought this figure for herself. I was trying to look for Goku, and no, I can't find him locally, so I'll have to hit up my favorite spot to get my stuff. But anyway, so here he is. You have Dragon Ball Daima Mini VEGETA, and saying that this figure is small is an undertaking. They weren't lying when they said that it's mini on the packaging. He looks like VEGETA, like 100% as a child, just like it was in the show. And it's not a bad figure. I just thought that maybe the scaling could be a little bit larger on this guy. I mean, I don't have really large hands at all. But it's crazy how small this figure is. And I have to keep focusing on it because my camera's just like, hey, I can't find what I'm looking for here. That sounded like a bad joke. Anyway, so he's got a nice face sculpt on him. Come on, camera. Focus on him. Focus, focus, focus. You can... There you go. He's got the panel lines on his face. They're very light compared to your typical SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figure. There is no Super Saiyan hair that comes in this package. It is just base form VEGETA. He's got a nice little texture on his armor. Either that's a paint splotch or it's battle damage. I don't really know for sure. I can't honestly tell you if I've ever had a paint splotch or anything on any of my Dragon Ball Figuarts. If it is, it would be the first. I'm trying to focus on this guy. There we go. But, yeah, I mean, he's VEGETA. He's very mini. It is kind of a pain for me personally to pose this guy. I'm going to say pose, but, like, get the parts on and off of him. So let's go over articulation, and then we'll check out accessories, and then we'll have some thoughts on this figure, and if you should put this guy in your collection. Alright, so first, his head can, do a full 360, and it falls off very easily. Oh, one of the first shortcomings of this guy. It's not a very strong ball peg that they put inside here. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but watch this, watch this. It comes right off. So I'm not sure why this is a really weak, at least mine, a weak ball peg. And again, you don't have to worry about it just magically rolling off, but it does take a little finagling to get this thing off, to put it back on, rather than get this head off of here. The faces, they do swap. You have to pull the head off and then pull slide the faces down. So I guess that's a good thing. The faces don't go anywhere. Like, they're in there securely. Way better than the older Figuarts that they had way back. Let's put his arms up in a T-pose. But yeah, he can look up that far. He can look down... Okay, with the neck joint, he can look down that far, so you can see. But make sure that you're holding onto that head so it doesn't fall. His arms can go in a full 360. Let me just move his head over just a little bit. Yeah, they can. They're very tiny. At first, when I took him out of the packaging, I thought, oh, I can pull his arms off and he'll have different sets of arms with different hands attached. That's not the case here. So he only has a 90-degree elbow bend. There's no double jointed elbow there. No bicep swivel. Again, it's just too small of a scale to have that. The hand does turn, but I just have to forewarn you. These are tiny. And like I said, I mean, I don't have big hands, but these are difficult to handle without, like, moving stuff out of the way and trying to get the hands back on the peg. There we go. That actually worked. So he does have some waist swivel. It doesn't have any ab crunch. Again, it's just too small of a figure. A lot of concessions were made here for this figure. He does have a waist swivel. You can turn it in a full 360. He can do that far for the splits. There is no thigh swivel. He has kind of a double jointed knee there. It's more like the shin and the calf are all, no, not the calf, but the thigh up here and the shin are all attached to just a ball, and that's how they get their movement on there. So his foot it has a rocker. It doesn't turn all the way around. Let me see if I can get it to line up. No, I won't. No, it's more like it's on the rocker to get ankle pivot. He does have a toe pivot, though, which is pretty crazy. I didn't think he had that. I honestly didn't realize until just now. But that's really it, guys. You don't get a huge amount of movement on these figures compared to other SH Figuarts. These are for the hardcore collectors. Here's my take on it. If you wait too long to get these figures, even if they're not, you know, reviewed very well, let's say, per se, because, oh, someone said this doesn't look good, whatever. These are going to get harder to find because as time goes on, like we've seen many, many times before with a lot of Figuarts, they get more and more difficult to find. So, should you add it to your collection? Yeah, because there's also a Goku and a Piccolo. I don't have either of those yet. I'm hoping to get those. I guess my wife will just have Vegeta and I'll have Goku and Piccolo. But time will tell. We'll see. If you guys are trying to, want me to try to get a hold of those, I will try. Let me know down in the comments below. Hey, can you take a look at Goku and grab Piccolo if you can? So we are going to put Vegeta aside and grab his accessories. And we'll see how he holds up. Okay, so first up, here is the other hair sculpt that he's got. And it's basically just hair that's kind of like off to the side. As you can see, sort of like a powering up type of hair or action pose or something of that nature. But that's what that is. He only gets the one, no Super Saiyan. Not yet, anyway. Here is his yelling, angry power-up face. It does look nice, though. The panel lines are really clean. Everything is there. He's got the painted tongue inside his mouth. The teeth look good. And then he's got the straight up, these 4 pegs that attach to the hairpiece. Here is his smirking face. Typical Vegeta fashion. Looks good. And then we've got his grinning, angry, frustrated face, which he was a lot. He was very frustrated in Daima, mostly with Goku and the shenanigans that happened on their adventure in Daima. Whatever you think of the show. I thought it was pretty good. The wife and I thought it was pretty good. It's worth the watch. Only 20 episodes. But yeah, he looks good right there as well. The hands. The smallest premium figure hands I have ever held in my life. These are your energy throwing hands. You can see how small they are. They're very, very small hands. Please don't lose these guys. I don't even know if you'd be able to get replacements for them. Here is the partially clenched fingers hands. Okay. And they look nice. They do match the white very well to his gloves, so no worries there. Because they're so tiny, you really can't tell the details or anything that's lacking. Here are his fighting pose hands. These are pretty much standard with almost all the Saiyans, even probably some of the villains at this point. And last but not least, we have his crossed arms. No, I just took it apart. So I like the creativity in how they did this. You have to be able to pull the arms off. They pop on into the shoulder like that, and then they also hook inside here, which is actually kind of nice. I was hoping that they would do something a little different for the crossed arms, because I feel like at this point now we can't get a Vegeta without crossed arms. He's got to have them. So you basically pop them on, and then you kind of pin these together as much as you can, and then you'll have crossed arms mini Vegeta. So they're not too difficult to get on. They're a little easier than the larger size figures. So just be aware of that. But it's not a bad figure. I feel like I'm rambling. It's not a bad figure. I don't want anyone to think this is a bad figure. It's not. It's just really, really, really tiny. And I get it. It's Vegeta Daima Mini. I totally get that. I understand it. But here is Super Saiyan. I forget the name of it. The newer release of Super Saiyan Vegeta with the golden yellow hair as opposed to the yellow hair from way back. And I'll put him side by side here. I'm going to move the camera back for a second, and I'm going to pull up the camera so you guys can see the height difference between these two. But this is what we got. This is what we got right here. I do also a figure comparison at the end of the video if you guys want to see to SH Figuarts Gotenks. I really think that I understand that this is supposed to be a mini figure, but I feel like it would have been better had they scaled this figure to what like Gotenks was. Maybe the price would have gone up probably, because I don't think Gotenks wasn't a you know, the base price of Figuarts. He was actually a premium price figure. So maybe that's probably where they were going with it. Hey, let's get people into Daima, and when they want Figuarts, they're going to pay the base price, not the premium price, you know? There's like a mid-premium and then a high premium for Figuarts and Dragon Ball line. Usually the larger characters, Piccolos, the Brolys, characters like that, some of the villains. So, you know, you just kind of pick and choose what you want for your collection. Personally, I like Vegeta. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but as a collector, I probably would have picked this up anyway just to say, yeah, I have all the Daima figures. Because you know what? They're going to come out with Ultra Ego Vegeta. They're going to come out with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So it's like, you really want all that uniformity, you know? So just keep that in mind. If you guys are looking for one, I will leave a link down in the description below to Big Bad Toy Store so you can get yours. Again, these could sell out rather fast. You never know. It's just, if you're a hardcore collector, you probably won't miss it anyway. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I am Mr. Blast with Mr. Blast Reviews. Please leave a like. Comment down below where you'll be picking up Daima Vegeta Mini for your SH Figuarts collection. And if you are, let me know. Either way, I want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Later.